And Lord knows we can all use tips on mitigating these symptoms of andropause and menopause, all while pursuing that goal of living better and healthier. Walk with us. See you soon.
Oh, a lot of my clients who come in, the first thing I must do is get their mind right. Let them know that, stop cross comparing yourself to yestermonth, yesteryear, yesterdecade. You're going to always fall short if you keep comparing yourself. Yes, I am perhaps someone who might be reverse aging, but I've spent my whole life in the gym. It's my actual job to present a certain way. But the average well-meaning American, wellness-wise, it can always improve, but physically we're going to change.
Absolutely.
Stop comparing yourself to your old self. You're going to always fall short.
And to that end, one of the more specific things I tell patients, you're in your 40s plus. You can't eat like in your 20s minus. You can, but it doesn't necessarily work out for you. And it's different. It's not a bad thing. Being in your 40s and your 50s, it's just different. It isn't bad. And once you learn how to live there, the benefits, amazing. That's what Benjamin Button comes in.
Yeah, there it goes. So there are no additional rules. It's more so understand that the rules have changed a tad bit.
That's it.
Now reside within the new set of rules coming in.
Absolutely.
There it goes. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
If we can get everybody to understand that much. Two of my pet peeves, I don't give a lot, but here's two of them.
Okay.
Someone said the sun was bad, and out of nowhere, everyone went indoors, and no one's getting any more sun. They said the sun was a bad thing. My second biggest pet peeve is there's more concern with counting calories than mindful nutrition. Never mind counting your calories. Be mindful and taking in enough nutrition. That means your macronutrition and micronutrition. That's simply fruits and vegetables, as well as protein, carbs, and fat.
And how do we see these things play out? So the sun gives us the initiation of vitamin D synthesis. When you stay out of the sun and you don't take vitamin D,
You fall short on D3.
There you go. And so the important thing about getting sun and sunshine is it synthesizes, it starts that whole process of making vitamin D. And when you don't make vitamin D, which is our immune system regulator, here we go. It's the gateway to all things achy and dysfunction. Then when you take a look at counting calories only, you and I have spoken before about skinny fat. When the focus is just about being thin, sometimes what's going on underneath the skin, we don't know.
So we're worried about being in a calorie deficit or surplus, not the quality of the calories. So my two pet peeves are founded.
I think I'm with you on one for sure.
Let's start unpacking this and teaching the world about them.
Please take your time.
Oh, man. Realize this, but 80% of my clientele, though, has been women over 35, well over 40. And so many are simply left with no guidance.
Because we need you.
Left with no guidance. And it's wild because the world would have you to believe that they all want one thing.
Right.
Like they're in a box of just wanting weight loss. These ladies don't just want weight loss or to be thin. They want quality of life maintained, or if it's been lost, restored. Everything, to include sex life.
Yeah.
All this comes with understanding their new body, maintaining it, and keep going forward with
I
it.
think that's the key word, new. We're forever changing. We start out as infants and we leave this world, if we make it, very, very old people. And so we have to learn to appreciate and understand these stages. Where I am, where you say most of your clients are, we're in an age where our bodies, our hormones are definitely changing. Estrogen, progesterone, ebbs and flows, and cortisol, and life. And so understanding what's happening to you, that's the
Guidance. And understanding that everyone doesn't have the same goal right here.
That's right.
They're
You
not
don't have
stuck
to.
here.
You don't
Not
have to.
at
Everyone
all.
is not interested in just being thin.
As if women over 40 in one monolithic viewpoint on health and wellness.
Exactly.
I want to be able to get off the toilet at eat. I have an only child who needs me to be able to get off.
Let's keep challenging all that and educating our people, right?
Let's do it.
All right, with you.
All right.
Clients. Empty nester point in life.
Me,
Yeah, I'm far from it, but I definitely vicariously experienced that through those guys. Empty nester, as I understand it, and I've experienced at least, is that parent has found their identity in taking care of a child. And even
18 years.
for 18 plus years, and even, you know, in a relationship, the mutual focus was the rearing of that child.
Yeah.
Once that child reaches that mark and leaves, what's the new focus going to be?
I have a 20-year-old, and when she left, I was devastated, lost, had absolutely no clue, was not prepared at all for the feeling of loss.
Yeah.
So first identifying, how do you feel? And don't deny how you feel. I think I went through a little bit of that, and I had to seek therapy. And so empty nesting is a special, special time.
Yeah.
And along with what you said, then their parents. She left, and then my parents needed me in a different way. So the sandwich generation, I stepped into the empty nesting. I stepped into along with perimenopause.
It's a lot going on.
Give me more.
I'm not saying that wellness or working out is going to fix all this, but it does give you something in the meantime
It gave me-
as a central focus, right?
Absolutely.
That was the one thing that I found. I took it a little further than the average person would, but that is the one thing that helped me physiologically and eventually emotionally feel better. It just worked for me. It saved me.
Finding identity once that child has lost, or excuse me,
It's
left,
real.
a feeling of loss. BigRon Jones and Dr. Shelia with practical advice for your real world goals. Being done fast is going to last.
Correct.
And I keep preaching this. They want to know these quick, 60 day, 30 day, 12 day, get your abs in 15 days. It's not real. It's not sustainable.
No, it's not. It's not practical.
No.
And the body just doesn't adjust that way. Like you said, a tempo. It needs a cadence so that it can get used to the new lifestyle.
And even then, with that lifestyle, you can fit the rest of your life around that.
Absolutely.
So morning cardio at the same time.
Absolutely.
You strength train perhaps midday or after you pick the kids up.
Yeah.
But find an actual cadence and keep that part going. It's an actual journey.
That's security. The mind, the body needs security. It needs to be able to go to bed and say, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow versus what am I going to do tomorrow? That's the way I've lived, and it's been helpful for me.
Planning ahead. That's what it's about. There you go, guys. Planning ahead. Find that tempo. Stick to that groove. BigRon Jones with Shelia. Practical advice for your real world goals. One thing I really feel sad for modern generation is the whole snapback thing. Like they literally want to erase all signs of having had a child as fast as absolutely possible.
Yeah, social media.
Social media?
Yeah, I think that being a woman of my age, I didn't have those distractions
Or pressures.
or pressures. I think that's
And isn't this the most valuable time in a woman's life when she's bonding, mother's life, when she's bonding with that child?
absolutely. I mean, not just bonding, but a baby's immune system doesn't fully develop until they're almost 2 years old. So there's so many things happening from bonding to maturing the baby to weaning the baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. It's an amazing time.
Yeah. But I hate to have someone worried about trying to drop that quote unquote baby weight. The next few months, 12, 24 months, 36 months, you're finally focused on your own health.
And this is a pendulum. We swing so far to one side, trying to focus on losing weight, but then that pendulum swings back and sometimes
Start to resent all that comes with it instead of enjoying that bonding time with your child. Oh man. We'll give some advice about that, don't we? BigRon Jones and Dr. Shelia with practical advice for your real world goals are coming. We are now all at 40 going forward. Yeah, I'm a baby, you're right. But I'm at that point though, where the ladies and gentlemen are realizing that our hormones are actually shifting. And sometimes it's outwardly obvious. That center section starts to stack on weight.
Wake up one morning and you're
then,
like, what the
what's
heck?
going on here, right? And ladies, same concept. So what I'm preaching, so much more going on, right? But what I'm preaching is to know that we're at that point, we should make more preemptive steps.
Absolutely.
Intentionally doing that cardio, because now you have to do more cardio for your heart health.
Or you have to strength train so that when you're in your 80s, you can get off the toilet.
Yeah, or even in your late 40s, the fact to be able to keep some muscle tone and have that visual appeal you always wanted, right?
Keep Spanx out of your closet.
Keep it real with yourself, know yourself, right?
Right.
And then, of course, you got to watch that eating. But I don't want anyone to be restrictive.
Right.
It's more so adding things to your diet. So instead of you counting those calories, make sure you give yourself proper nutrients,
Right.
enough protein to keep those muscles because they want to disappear.
A lot of us are overfed, undernourished.
We should actually watch those nutrients, not so much the calories, giving ourselves more what we need. We'll get into that with some more for sure. You guys, I am BigRon Jones with Dr. Shelia. Practical advice for your real world goals.